Yo, 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 what's up, guys? This is Norm from Daily Fantasy Archive, and last night was a crazy night. If you guys are new to this channel, it's the first time you're after seeing the videos from YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit this notification bell button under the video so you'll be notified every time I upload daily videos and give you guys free advice and free tips and lineups. On Twitter, we are DFS_archive. Make sure you hit the follow button. You can turn on notifications there to also be notified when I upload videos and give you guys other advice and give out free lineups that I give out during today on both DFS sites. And I'm gonna show you guys some results from last night. One result from last night, one lineup I put together, ended up hitting in the 200 club. It was 214. I had Kadri, Pageau, Bailey, Lee, Forsberg, Crowder. Ended up running Anderson, like I told you guys in the video. It was a bit of a riskier play, but I knew he was going to take the win, and he went off. And I hit really big right there. There's a lot of guys that hit big. Some other guys, this Mike guy, he hit big last night. There's another guy that entered $0 into a DraftKings lineup that I gave out last night, and he won $112. That's a really big. That's really big. That's insane that he won that much last night. Shout out to this guy, Stats King DFS. Anyways, let's get right into the lineup for tonight. The goalie that you're going to want to look out for and lock into in all your cash games tonight is definitely going to be Bobrovsky. You can run this guy in GPPs and 50-50s. He hasn't given up a goal in 3 games. The Sabres are ranked 21st for offense, and he's going to be high owned in 50-50s and double ups, so you won't have a problem. If he ends up getting shit on in the end, you won't lose because of your goalie. But I can't see him getting shit on by Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo is 11, 16, and 3 on the road, and Columbus is 18, 8, and 4 on the road, as you can see right here from the records. On home ice, I meant to say. I mean, Columbus is 24-9 and 1 on home, and Vegas odds are at -250 for those guys to win tonight. So it should be an easy lock in for Bobrovsky tonight. Another goalie that I'm going to be looking at tonight, if you guys want to pivot from Bobrovsky, which is also smart to do, like I did last night, I didn't take in some of your lineups if you're going to try in your GPPs, would be Jake Allen. Jake Allen's been on fire the last 2 games. He's only given up a goal in his last one goal in each of his last 2 starts. As you can see, they're big favorites to win tonight at -150 on home ice. They are 18, 11, and 3, and the Ducks are 14, 4, and 6 on the road. The Ducks have the 20th ranked defense right now at the moment, and St. Louis is on home ice, and you can be sure that Jake Allen will not be the highest owned goalie, not be a high owned goalie over Bobrovsky tonight in 50-50s and in GPPs, so you could definitely lock him in if you feel confident, as it should be a nice spot for him to get some nice upside possibly. Okay, and the next guy I'll be looking at in center is Malkin. Last few times I took Sidney Crosby, and he's burned me over Malkin. And I'm hoping tonight that it's going to be different, that I'm going to pick the right of the two. You can go between both of them. If you feel more confident in Crosby, you can take Crosby. If you feel more confident in Malkin, take Malkin. Right now, Malkin's on fire, though. He has 5 goals and 3 assists, and he has 12 shots and goal in his last 3 games. As you can see, Pittsburgh is really high favorites to win tonight. And they're -110 on the road right now. They're 14, 12, and 4, and Edmonton is 16, 11, 1 on home ice. There's going to be a huge 6 goal total, so you definitely want to have a look at this game and try to fit some players in, either Malkin or Crosby. Definitely one of the big guns on their team. And right now he's averaging 26.76 in his last 5 home games that are high-scoring games, like this one being at 6 total. And he had 22 last time he played those guys. Another player you want to look at the center position could be Connor McDavid tonight. Connor McDavid, besides the last game, was on a 5-game point streak before that. Aren't that good on defense. You guys might think they are, but they're not. They're giving up a lot of shots, and they've given up a lot of goals lately. Their defense has allowed 9 goals in their last 3 games, and he hasn't had much shots in his last few games if you check out. So It's a bit of a riskier play. You can play him in your GPPs or even if you feel like running him in your cash games, but his upside for his shots hasn't been there the last few games. But he had 27 points the last time he played the Pens, and the Pens giving up 9.7 shots a game to centers, so it's a pretty good spot for McDavid on home ice to definitely bounce back and tear it up after having a bit of an off game last game. Center that I'll be locking in is Brandon Dubinsky. He's playing on the second line, and he's on the second line power play. He's playing with Cam Atkinson. You're definitely going to want a piece of Cam Atkinson. Cam Atkinson has been on fire. He has some extremely high upside. This whole line does. Again, Columbus is negative 250 to win on home ice and a 5.5 total. Buffalo is ranked 20th in the whole league on defense, which is not very good. They're in the bottom. And he has an assist in each of his last 2 games and is great GPP play. And also, like I said before, it's a 5.5 total. And he's playing on home ice where he plays a lot better if you check out his splits. On the wing tonight, I'll be looking at Panic. I want a piece of Richard Panic tonight. He plays on the first line and on the first line power play. You also want to have a look at Patrick Kane. I won't be running him in all my lines tonight. I'm going to have some exposure to him. This is the lineup that I'm making right now is a run-through line just to give you guys some insight on how you could build your lineup. You don't need to run this line. Maybe later today, if I change my lineup, I'll tweet out on Twitter. So that's why it's a good thing to follow me on Twitter at DFS_archive so you can see if the lineup does change. Sometimes it changes during out the day if something happens to a player. But anyways, Detroit is ranked 26 on defense. And they've been getting destroyed crazy lately. If you check out their last few games, losing to Toronto, they've been getting killed against everybody. They're having a really bad season. Kane got held pointless last night. So, but he had 6 shots and should bounce back tonight if you want to have a piece of him. He should have a high-scoring game. Jimmy Howard's in net. 5.5 total. They're big favorites to win. He should go crazy tonight. And I'm taking Richard Panic, as he has 5 goals and 7 assists in his last 10 games, and you can use him in both 50-50s and GPPs. His upside is insane, playing on that first line with Taze. Kane also has 13 points. The last game he played them, and he's on the second line of first line power play, and Richard Panic is on the first line, and he's on the first line power play, and had 23 points the last game he played them. As you can see from the Vegas odds, like I said, Chicago's big favorites to win on the road. They're 20-10-1. And Detroit is 12-14-5 on home ice, and the total is at 5.5, so it should be a good spot for many Chicago players to go out tonight against Detroit. Another player that I'll be looking at tonight is Nick Foligno. Nick Foligno has been on fire lately. He's on the first line. He's on the first line power play. He has some crazy high upside in this 5.5 total game on home ice. Buffalo should get destroyed tonight. He plays a lot better on home ice, and Buffalo's giving up 7 shots a game right now on average to left wings, and 3 goals a game. Right, and also I'm going to be picking Nick Schmaltz is going to be my next pick. I had a bit of time to decide on this pick. He had a really bad game last game. He only had 1 fantasy point, but 2 games before he didn't play, so he should be fairly good rested, and this should be a big bounce-back game against Detroit. Jimmy Howard's in that. He's awful, and if you're not going to be paying for Patrick Kane or Taze tonight, you're definitely going to want a piece of either Nick Schmaltz and Richard Panic, because Richard Panic's on first line power play. Nick Schmaltz is on neither power play, I don't think, but he's playing on the first line, and I'm definitely going to want a piece of Jonathan Taze tonight, as he should have some crazy high upside and go off tonight. It's paid off many times, me taking Nick Schmaltz and Richard Panic, and you guys can do the same. If you want a big piece of a player like Connor McDavid, you can take their wingers. If you feel like paying down, you don't want to pay up for those guys, you feel like paying up for some higher other guys on the slate, that's something you can do. It's a good strategy. The last winger I'm going to be looking at is Leon Draisaitl. He's on the first line power play. You're going to want exposure to Connor McDavid tonight. If you're not taking Connor McDavid, you're going to have to take either someone on his power play, or you're going to have to take someone on the first line, either Patrick Maroon or Leon Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid have been playing well together. This total is at 6, like I said, Edmonton's on home ice. They should be able to get some goals. Detroit is not good on defense. Like I said, they've been giving up a lot of goals last few games. They give up a lot of shots, so I can see some high upside from Leon Draisaitl. Definitely playing on the first line power play, and with McDavid on the first line, you're definitely going to want a piece of, if not the best player in the world right now, Connor McDavid tonight. And that's the best chance you can have at getting a hold of him. A defenseman that I'm going to be looking at tonight is Justin Schultz. He costs us 6.2K. He's on fire. If you check his game logs, he's in a 6-goal game total. He's on the first line power play. He has 3 goals and 6 points in his last 3 games. And Edmonton is the 23rd ranked penalty kills, so I can see some power play time coming from Edmonton with the best offense in the league right now. Sidney Crosby and those guys on the first line power play. Justin Schultz should easily pay off just from power play alone tonight. The same thing would happen with Jake Gardiner last night. I told you guys take Jake Gardiner, and he was a really good player last night. Paid off just alone on the power play. He's almost locked tonight with this high total game. If you fade him and he gets some crazy high upside like he has been getting, you will lose tonight if you fade Justin Schultz, most likely. But if you are riskier and you don't want to take him, there's also some other plays that I'm going to show you guys right now. After I show you my other pick for tonight, is going to be Mark Streit. Mark Streit's a nice cheap play. He's in a favorite game as a high total. Like I've shown you guys, 6-goal game total. They're high favorites at negative 110. Should be lots of goals going around. He has a goal and 3 assists and 9 shots, and his 9 shots and 3 blocks since joining the Pens. And he's on the first line and second line power play. You're going to want exposure to this first line. It's going to be huge. Points coming from this first line tonight and the power play from Pittsburgh. Some other defense that you can look at is Zach Werenski. He's on home ice. He's in a favorite matchup to win tonight. He's on the first line. And first line power play. He has 8 points in his last 10 games, and he plays better on home ice. And Buffalo's given up 10.1 shots a game to defense, and he's taken a lot of shots if you check his last few games in his game log. Another defense that I wouldn't stray from tonight, and I would also have a look at if you want to fit him in, change up your line a bit, would definitely be Duncan Keith. He's in a big Vegas favorite odds at 5.5 total. He's playing around 25 minutes a game, which gives him lots of exposure to high upside. He's on the first line power play, and he has 3 assists and 12 shots and 6 blocks in his last 4 games. Last time he played Detroit, he had a goal and assist, which is really good, and he has some crazy high upside. Like I said, he's a perfect play for 50-50s and also GPPs. And that'll be the plays for tonight and the tips and the player pool that I'm going to be giving you guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure to turn on the bell so you'll be notified every time I upload. And follow us on Twitter at DFS_archive for daily updates. And I'll be giving out some free lines later on today in NBA and in DraftKings NHL, maybe DraftKings NBA. I'll give it a line too later on today. Anyways, let's smash the like button for 10 likes after having a big crazy night last night, making you guys a lot of money. Good luck today, guys.